This week's Bushel Up finds me in my happy place finally. If you run into me today, you'll see a smile on my face as we're finally planting. For us, we waited a little bit, just not necessarily because of the forecast, although there wasn't anything really attractive about going forward. We only have 20 acres of soybeans, so we were kind of waiting to get some things together on the planter. This year we're going to debut the new SimPass system from AMVAC, where we can put on 3 products in furrow. Excited about that. That took a little bit of shop time here while we were getting ready, but we're rolling now. Everything's going good here today. For most of you, that little shower, if you were fortunate to catch it, added a little bit of soil moisture. Even with the heavy winds the last few days, we're finding some better moisture up top here. Encourage everyone to adjust field by field. You may need to adjust those planter depths based on residue cover, amount of moisture you've got, and that's probably the name of the game. If I was to name one thing that we're all concerned about, it's just how dry. It's okay to plant a little deeper. I know some of you are going 2 inches, maybe a little deeper than that to find moisture for your corn. We do expect some of the early soybeans to emerge this week that have been in the ground a couple weeks. Looking at our forecast, obviously we cooled soil temperatures down into the, where we had this one cold night into the low 30s. Expect those to rise gradually again. We were pushing that 50 to 55 degrees. So calendar says it's time to go. Field conditions look pretty good. Overall, looking at the forecast, it looks like a pretty favorable forecast. So I know most of you are pushing hard. On the insect front, we are seeing a few grubs digging around, looking at some wireworm and so forth. We also saw a few fields of cutworm on alfalfa that have raised some concern and needed some treatment. So if your alfalfa's not greening up, you drive by, I know that's not a primary crop for a lot of you, but for those of you that do have alfalfa, be on the lookout for that if you're not greening up. Cover crops are really taking off. Make sure you're getting your termination program scheduled if you're doing that ahead of planting. For us at Aurora, that'll happen shortly here. So we're moving on to David City to plant corn next. Try to get that in the month of April for the first time ever. Conditions are nice and dry up there, as dry as they get. I expect to still battle some mud, but that's the reality of some of that farm ground up there. Everybody stay safe, and we look forward to keeping in touch with you and keeping you up to date if we see anything real noteworthy out in these fields.